meaning that I could
Yes! What did I tell you guys? I knew it was gonna have something to do with that damn subway. I told you all that was bad. I told you all it was not safe. You guys are idiots. Alrighty guys, I just came home. I rested up just a little bit. And as you all know, today is Sunday, so it's my cheat day. Welcome to another edition of Spooky Sundays. That's right, we're gonna go back into Llama Arts, we're gonna be doing reaction videos, and have a fun time watching Llama Arts. Hopefully, why am I smashing my table? I don't know. I'm tired, guys. Please roll the video. Alrighty guys, the first animation by Llama Arts. Oh man, hello man. Llama man, I love you man. I love you man. Thank you. I love you man. Anyways, home invasion horror story animated. Home invasion man, whenever I think of that, I think of the freaking Home Alone kid. I forgot his name, I forgot his actual name, but I wonder how old he looks now, man. It's been forever since I've last seen him. I don't even I wonder if it's gonna be a whole. I'm wondering if that's what this is gonna be like. Is it gonna be like that? Are we about to see him do a bunch of pranks on the people that invade? Is he gonna run underneath his bed and get caught? Is he gonna die? I think he's gonna die. I think he just posted. I think he posted a story from beyond the beyond, from beyond the beyond the grave, the beyond with the beyond. Anyways, enough of me being dumb. Let's go on into this, shall we?
It was a cold, foggy evening when I contacted a close friend of mine to stay at my place for the night. Both of us were only 10 years old at the time, and my parents were often at work until midnight, so I was usually alone with nothing to do except watching a television show or reading a book. My friend Alex had agreed to come over and brought a game of Monopoly to pass some of the time. I also asked if he was interested in going to explore an abandoned subway station 3 miles away.
Hold on a freaking second. What? I'm already freaking confused as shit. Does his parents not freaking care? It's this late. He's going like, yeah, you can go on ahead over there. It's all good. I'm guessing the parents don't even know that his parents are not home. God damn, man. Explore a subway station. You see kids, listen. Kids, I know you have a tad bit of an explorative nature, but an abandoned subway, you can go and explore something a whole lot more, sane, not stupid. Like what? An abandoned subway station. Are you for real? Genius! Anyways.
He seemed excited at first, so we planned to go on the trip in the morning. I remembered that the subway dated back to the mid-1920s and became abandoned in 1932 after the market crash in 1929. I was very fascinated about its history, but never got the chance to go inside after my parents had warned me not to enter. As I quietly slept in my bed, I heard what sounded like a gunshot coming from the forest behind the house. Both of us woke up, frightened after what we had heard, and I told my friend not to worry as hunters tend to go into the forest on frequent occasions, but when I checked the time, it was 11:39 p.m. This seemed very unusual as hunters only came into the forest between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. I looked at Alex and decided to get out of my bed, intending to look through the window and spot for anyone in the forest. The darkness clouded my vision, so I was unable to see anyone in the forest. I turned around and looked at Alex again, when suddenly I heard the front door squeak open. Chills went down my spine. Both of us quietly moved to the bathroom, locked the door, and kept the light off. It was the only safe place in the house. Both of us were terrified as we desperately tried to keep as calm as we could. We heard footsteps getting louder and louder until they stopped in front of the bathroom door. And then this is when the most terrifying sound forced my heart to almost burst. Both of us screamed as the person chopped the door to pieces. It was pitch black inside the room.
Now hold up a second. Hold on, guys, hold on. We just have a whole Shining moment right here. Not only is it called Home Alone Invasion, or the Home Invasion stories, we got the Shining reference up in here right now. You just go on the damn door. Come on now. What the, oh my god. I think he's gonna pop through his head and go like, here's, I don't want to say the actual line, here's Bobby, I don't know, something like that. But he just starts doing that. Oh my god. Alright, okay, alright. You're gonna start playing pranks now? Please tell me you guys are about to just get smart on this guy.
making it hard to find the vent, and by the time I spotted the vent, the person behind the door had made a hole big enough for us to see him. The man adorned black leather and was wearing a plague doctor mask.
Oh my god, it was actually
I
legit.
scurried back to the vent, but it was too high above the floor for us to reach it, so Alex told me to go first because he was the strongest. He lifted me up on his shoulders, allowing me to open the vent and crawl
You see, he
inside.
could have literally just
When I looked at the door
reached his
again, the
hand
man
through
had
there.
managed to fit his arm through the hole and reached for the lock.
Your-
I quickly
your
grabbed
friend's
Alex's
dead.
hand, but struggled to pull him up into the vent.
Alex!
I shouted, and began going after him.
He's dead.
I pursued the figure until I
dead.
was led to the abandoned subway deep within the forest. It was chilly
You
and
see?
foggy, meaning that I
You
could...
s- what did I tell you guys? I knew it was gonna have something to do with that damn subway. I told you all that was bad. I told you all it was not safe. You guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. God damn it.
only see objects within a range of 5 or 6 yards. Inside the subway was a pool of freezing cold water. It was so dark that I couldn't see anything. I had to rely on listening to the screams from Alex and track the source.
I would have covered
As I
his
slowly
mouth.
walked through the subway, I was now struggling to breathe under the intense stress and fear of the situation. I called,
dead, man.
but there was no response. I continued walking through the water until the exit was no longer visible. I was now experiencing a massive panic attack. I had lost track of Alex, and I had no idea where I was or how to get out. Where are you, Alex?
Man. On October 19th, 1983, Alex was confirmed dead after he was found inside the ticket office, hanging from the ceiling. You see, okay, and now he's over here. He's making the whole thing with, he's the one that typed it up, right? And then that ending there told me that he died as well. Now, his closest friend remains missing. Oh, yo, so how did he write that up? He didn't write that up. That was someone completely different. Either this is completely made up. You know what? It's a horror story. It doesn't even say real. So, yeah, it 100% feels like either someone else wrote this up or it was him. And it never really happened. But anyways. Okay, cool, yo. That got me. I like that. I like that. That kept me on my feet. I knew that was going to happen.
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you would like to support the channel, check out the merch link in the video description.
Yeah, guys, check it out. Down below, I'll link you guys to his channel. Alright, on to the next animation, man. I like that. It kept me on my feet. It kept me engaged the whole time. I knew they were going to do something stupid, but I still kept watching. Alrighty, guys. So the next animation is called A Scary Vacation Story 3. That's right, the rest. Again, we're going backwards. We're not going forwards. I want to see some of the newer stuff first, alright? So, A Scary Vacation Story 3 animated startup now.
During my holiday, I spent about 3 weeks in Japan. I
Japan,
arrived
though.
pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked, so I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby. Aesthetically, it was quite nice,
Of
but
course.
it did have easy access to the building.
It's
meaning
Japan, dude.
anyone could come in and go to any room as they
they're
please.
very
Plus, there was no
open,
security
you know.
in sight.
Oh, man.
After arriving in my room, I ordered some food and watched some TV. I was still pretty jet-lagged from the flight, so I started to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double-check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't think anything was going to happen,
That someone's
but
gonna
I'd
be
rather be
standing out
safe
that
than
door.
sorry. About 5 minutes after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sound started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little. All of a sudden, the sound stopped. I
This is
looked
about
at
to
the
be an
light
urban
shining
legend
through
type
the
of thing.
bottom of my door, and there was a shadow of a person. At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
You're right.
As soon as I
You're
switched
right.
my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed.
Oh.
That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door, so I immediately turned my light on and shouted, "Who's there?" After a moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade away. At this point, I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside. I glanced in both directions down the dark and slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped. A man emerged from the darkness and ran erratically towards me. His face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he was holding a knife in his right hand. As he got closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting long, dirty hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over.
Ew. Hold on, go back. Oh, wait. Oh my god. No, seriously, what the heck is that? This dude's some sort of bootleg looking Jeff the Killer. Look at him. With that. Oh, he's probably some homeless dude that found his way in because they're just so open. They don't have anything to just keep anybody out from coming in. At least the doors are locked, right? At least they got that type of security, but they can get into, anyone can get inside the building, which is a problem. And look at this, look at this, look, you see, look at this dude, this guy got in. Oh man.
I quickly slammed my door and pressed against it, praying that the man would just go away. After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone. I let out a sigh of relief and checked the peephole again. My heart started pumping faster than ever before. He was right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" I jumped back and kept my eyes locked on the bottom of the door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police. As I raised the phone to my ear, I saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep, I finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo.
Hey, Tokyo.
That creepy guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim, so I didn't bother locking my door that night. At 12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me.
Nah,
I turned around
really?
to see the same guy passed out on the floor with a knife in hand.
He was this close to kill him.
How did he find me?
Life lesson for y'all right there. Don't be stupid. Always lock that damn door. Just because you think you're safe doesn't mean you're always safe. Alright, guys? You never know with these types of things. Why would he just went, yeah, okay, I'm safe. I'm not going like real quick, go put myself in danger by going to sleep without locking the door. Yeah, okay. I am smart.
I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
Oh, fell dead like that. I don't think he's dead. He's just knocked out.
The cops came and he was finally arrested.
And water. Dehydrated. And starving.
Let's just say I'm always going to be locking my doors from now on.
Yeah, you should have been doing that anyways, dude. What the heck? You're stupid. Alright, man. Alright, well, alright. Huh. No, go check out the merch this time, huh? I made sure to check the time. I'm gonna have to edit this and then upload it. So, alright, thank you all for watching. If you all enjoyed this, please leave a big ol' like. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell notification. And go and share, do all that solid stuff. Before you subscribe, make sure y'all check out my normal content because I don't want you guys subscribing and then immediately leaving me. It'd be very sad. Alright, it's me, logging off.